Hi, Sootz. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Emiliano. How about yourself?
Yeah, really good. So today we talk about you. And can you introduce yourself? Can you tell us who is Sootz?
Yeah, hi. I go by the name Sootz. I am a photographer and a new father, and I do all of my work in the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the United States. And I do all candid street photography, nothing posed, everything just natural.
Wow, amazing. So can you tell me more about how did you develop the passion for the photography?
Yeah. So I've always been passionate about art and photography, and more specifically. But my creative roots started in music. I was the lead singer and a guitarist in a band, and that really got me started in photography of people because I really loved to see the photos that we would get from shows, and then I would take those photos and I would make flyers out of them for upcoming shows and concerts. And I loved the aspect of trying to capture light and emotion in those photos. And I started really asking these photographers that would take pictures a million questions about what they were using and how they got this shot and the angles and the lighting. Um, and then I started taking pictures myself. um, I started taking photos of luxury watches. Product photography was a first entrance into photography for me. I thought that that was really interesting, trying to get those sharp details, but it certainly left me feeling a little bit more empty inside, missing that human interaction. And I wanted to take photos of people, but I didn't want to set up models, or I didn't want to just do family portraits or baby pictures or graduation pictures. So I just took my camera and I just went out and started taking pictures of people on the street. Um, it it started off as a quiet hobby that I did myself, and then it's really blossomed into something that I wake up in the morning thinking about doing every day. Uh, and it's become so much of a passion of mine.
Yeah. So what you said also in the previous interview we had by email, you said I force myself to go out and take at least one good photograph every single day. And why at least one picture every day good? I mean, um, your intention is to take good picture, or are you going out and thinking always like not expecting but dreaming to be in a scenes in a scenery, like to meet someone or to see something really incredible?
I love that question. I knew I was going to have a lot of fun on this interview. Thank you so much, Emiliano. Um, that project of one good photo a day started off as just a really ambitious New Year's resolution. And it's turned into the driving force of me continuing to try and improve my photography skills. Because no matter how good anybody gets at photography, there's still so much more to learn and so much more to do. But to answer your question about one good photo and what's a good photo, is it a beautiful scenery or is it just a good photo? Um, I look at it as, I liken it back to music. If I am put in a room with just my surroundings and I have to say, okay, now make art, make something beautiful out of this. And it could be something so drab. Um, I liken that a lot to jazz music. And jazz music, you just get thrown in, you just know your scales, you know what's going to sound good, and you know how to do that, but you have no idea where you are in the song, what the key is. You just jump in. And I find something exhilarating about that, that I only have me, my eyes, and my camera to do something. and it could be anywhere. I just have to make something good. So that's a long answer, but I would say I just have to make something good. It doesn't have to be good scenery. It's just I have to make something good about my surroundings and try and see the world in a more beautiful way, no matter where I am.
So it's just kind of a flow adrenaline you put in on yourself, and then in a way or another, you always find the scenery you want, not you wanted, not you was expecting, but you will be always on the track. This is the way.
Yes. Yeah, and you know that feeling too as a photographer too, Emiliano,
Yeah,
that
totally.
adrenaline rush you get whenever you get something really good is just, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
And in fact, I sometimes whenever I am somewhere beautiful, I almost look at that as, oh, this is too easy. You know, this is, anybody with a camera could come here and make something beautiful. So, not that I think that there's anything wrong with getting beautiful scenery, you know, or easy shots of something that's something very fun to see, but I love the challenge of being thrown into any situation and having to make something beautiful out of it.
So I've seen recently on your Instagram page, you started to publish some challenges with your, I think, friend photographer. And how is to shoot with other people during the street, and in difference, what is the experience to be alone in the street?
Oh, I love these questions, man. These are so good. I've recently started shooting with other photographers. I really shied away from that at first. I did all of my work throughout the winter, and I'd say 99% of the work that is in the Chapter 1 zine, Before the World Wakes, completely on my own. Luckily and very fortunately, it's attracted attention of some of my friends that I started to take photos with. So I started going out on these, you know, one other person, two other people, three other people that I'm out shooting with. And it's been an incredibly rewarding learning experience, seeing the way that they take photographs, seeing the way that they make photographs, being behind their shoulder, seeing how they catch something, or seeing a tactic that they use to get a street portrait of somebody without drawing too much of their attention and disturbing the scene. Seeing the way that they take their image that they take on the street and edit it later into the piece of art that it is. That's been absolutely amazing. And then it grew from even there to these photo challenges like you referenced. It got to the point where we had, I believe the last photo walk that we did was about 9 photographers, which sounds a little bit, it would be very difficult for 9 photographers to go out walking together and get different pictures. But I was so surprised by how different our photographs came back. And the 9 photographers, one of them came up with the idea of a photo battle where we all had 45 minutes to go out into the street and get the best pictures that we possibly could in 45 minutes, and post them up online and make a kind of contest that we would try and engage with our audiences and see what photos they liked best. And even though art shouldn't be competitive, it really was a huge rush and a lot of fun. So yeah, that was, all those guys are super talented.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
You was thinking to do it some other challenges in the future. Maybe I can suggest some challenges we propose here in Berlin, and maybe you can share it there.
Please. Yes, absolutely. We're doing I believe we're going to do another one because everybody had so much fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to have different themes for the challenges. So I would absolutely love to get your take on some different ideas for themes or challenges that we could do. I believe the next one's going to be long exposure, which is something I have very little experience with. So yeah, I'm excited to.
Me too. It's not my topic at all.
I'm ready to get my teeth kicked in by some of these other professional photographers that are good at it, but I'm definitely more excited to learn.
Yeah, totally. This is the topic of our project here, and that's why we are talking with you also today. And instead of what you said also in the previous interview, you said your first dolly camera is Fujifilm X-T20, and I want to know more about. Have you ever tried to use other cameras, or is the only camera you used until now?
I have tried a little bit on other photographers' cameras. Um, I'll be completely honest with you. Whenever it comes to camera bodies, I'm not really swayed any way or the other. I think it's there's nothing that's, in my opinion, I haven't noticed anything better in some of the more up-to-date and expensive cameras than what I have right now. And I'm sure that I'm wrong about that, but I think it matters so much about the eyes that are looking through that camera. You know, and the lenses, of course, lenses, that definitely makes a big difference. I'm a big lens fan. But I will probably try out other cameras and see if I do need to upgrade, because I really beat the living heck out of my X-T20. It's out in the rain with me. It's out in, I'm using it all the time. In fact, I'm using it for this interview right now.
Yeah, amazing. So I have also read that was a news for me that you are a collector of book, and this before to meet you and doing the book together. I read that after, and I have read you are passionate about Alex Webb, and
yes.
so can you tell me if you feel like he had a big influence on your way to see the world, or is just remain like a big knowledge, but you tried to come out of this suggestion in your photography?
Mm-hmm. He has an enormous, him and his wife have an enormous impact on my desire to be a street photographer, as well as my inspiration every time I go out. Alex Webb is, and he's not the only one. There are certainly other ones too, and I have all of their books here. If you want to see any of them, I can go. They're literally on my bookshelf right there. There's something so incredibly human about Alex Webb's photography that it's made me want to tell a story with every photograph that I take. It's shown me the power of a simple photograph that you can really feel in your stomach. Alex Webb, I get a feeling in my stomach whenever I look at his photography about who this person is that he's photographing and where they are and what they're doing and what their life is like. Absolutely incredible and understated, and his use of color is just mind-blowing to me. The Suffering of Light, where he did, I believe he did switch from black and white to color, and I have been truly inspired by his work.
It's amazing. And another amazing sentences you wrote in the previous interview was, "I listen with my eyes." And I want to know if there was ever in your life a moment you was not able to shoot a picture because what you was seeing in front of you was too much to take a picture of.
Yeah. Too much in the sense of I felt like it was too raw or too too personal to that person.
I mean, it's kind of scenery you get in front of yourself. For example, one time I was in front of someone who was dying and could not take a picture. Instead of other people, other photographer was taking a picture. I was not, I didn't feel myself to take something like that in that moment.
Yeah. I haven't had, I'm very sorry to hear that you had that experience. I haven't had that experience yet. There have been pictures that I took because, like you said, I listened to my eyes before I went to my head or to my heart or to my gut. Those are the three different places that I try not to think with whenever I'm taking photographs. And I took the photo and I kept it but I sort of regretted it a little bit, that maybe I shouldn't have taken that photo, and I never post it, but I still keep it. Because it is a beautiful moment, but I just felt like maybe it was infringing a little bit too much into that person's life. And my objective with my photography is to make the world a better place, not to show somebody at their lowest, or to embarrass or to humiliate, or to paint that person in a negative light. I want to really bring people up. That's my goal.
And we come from that to ask you, you develop that way to do it of printing, and especially the book we edited together. Mm-hmm. And you give that donation 100% to this Hillman Center of Cancer. And I want to ask you also if you explain me, not me personally, but explain us the reason why you choose it to start this project and to give away, to donate this money to this center constantly.
Well, I feel like there's a lot to unpack in that question, Emiliano. First and foremost, I want to say that working with you on the book was an incredible experience. You offered an objective, unbiased opinion of my photos. A lot of photos I would have passed over until you put it in the book and showed me my own potential, which I can't thank you enough for that. You did such an incredible job on the book. But I think that there's a couple things in that question too about, number one, why do I donate to Hillman Cancer Center? Hillman Cancer Center is a local cancer hospital in my city, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that has allowed me to continue to have my mom in my life, that allowed my wife to have her brother, through their, expertise and through their treatments. We still have our family. If it weren't for that hospital and those experts, we wouldn't. So that's why I feel incredibly indebted to that hospital in particular. But the reason why I chose to make Sootz a donation-based street photographer is because I know that the world is pretty, especially in the United States, is pretty divided about what to do to make the world a better place, to make our country a better place. And I feel like there are so many different ideas and opinions about what's the right thing to do. And I feel like I'm just trying to do something good. Rather than just talk about doing something good, I'm just trying to do something good. And yeah, Hillman Cancer Center isn't the biggest cancer facility in the world. I'm not going to a national charitable place. But if I could do anything with my photography, not just benefit Hillman Cancer Center, if I could inspire another photographer or another artist or musician or somebody to get out there and do something good with their craft, with their art, for their own local charitable place. It could be somewhere in Detroit, Michigan. It could be somewhere in Berlin. It could be somewhere in Chicago. If somebody else starts doing something good because they saw that I was doing this, that would give my life and my photography, my work, meaning. And I feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's the first case in my life I meet or I see that someone develop, publicly say and do it. I met a lot of photographers in my life, so I never seen one. Yeah, maybe there is someone did it privately. I wanna hope that, but yeah, it's quite difficult because the profession as a photographer, also if you are just an amateur, is really difficult actually, and there is not a lot of payment required. There's a lot of poverty in this work, and yeah, it's difficult in a way or another. There is someone take more, someone take less, also because we are in different possibilities and experience.
Hmm.
And that's why I want to ask you if you have to advise something in base of your experience, not only one, but some advice for a young start now to take picture, just watch this interview. What would you like to advise to him or her?
As far as about photography or about the charitable
I mean,
strategy?
in general, not about only photography. I mean, in base of your experience, we are for sure photographer, but in premise we are human. So then,
Yeah. If it was a new photographer that I was talking to, I would tell them, like you said, listen to your eyes before anything. Um, don't second guess what you find interesting or beautiful just because you think that people are going to like or follow you or comment, especially because social media is so prevalent. Listen to your eyes. I would also tell them, whenever it comes to photography, I don't know I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. Not even, I'm sure, Alex Webb, who I was gushing over, knows everything. Be open to learning. Don't just pigeonhole yourself into one style or one design style or editing style or photography um, subject. Open your mind up to the possibility that other people know more than you do about different aspects, and make friends with those people and learn as much as you can from those people. Don't be ashamed of that. Uh, I think that continue to be out in that community of photographers, learn as much as you can from all different styles.
yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing advice. And yeah, at least but not the last, I want to talk with you about the book that we released yesterday. And how do you want to share here some emotion and thought also about this work together? When I started this work with you. Yeah, that's the part is more funny. Is you took at least 4 months, something like 4 months, to select a picture, and you send me so many messages like, hey, I'm almost there, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. And
Uh-huh.
and it was difficult for me to understand what you was getting in this folder, because when you contacted me from Fiverr, I didn't know who you are, and I didn't know about your picture, I didn't know anything. And so then the only person I was seeing was the person doing totally another life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, okay, what the fuck he's doing? I, it's like, I don't know. I was thinking maybe, yeah, he's maybe an agent doing that for someone else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was questioning myself. It was okay. What is preparing? I don't understand. So then I
Mm-hmm.
would get in touch and better, and I saw your picture, and yeah, I told you, okay, man. But I think there are much more eager to do it, And you
Yeah.
were there preparing for 4 months this picture, and then I destroyed everything like in 1 minute.
Yeah.
like, someone is building a house perfectly for years, and someone come and say, "Hey, man, but there's something you missed there," you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what was your feeling about that in the first moment?
I want to walk through it just like you did here, Emiliano. I started by contacting you on Fiverr because I wanted to basically just have a bookmark for you saved on my account, because I knew that I wanted to put together some print work, like a book or a zine, and I just wasn't ready yet, or I was nervous. I was a little bit shy about it. I mean, is my work good enough to put together a publication? My very first publication with you. So I kept on checking in with you over time because my confidence kept on growing. And then we finally just pulled the trigger. We had enough photos to go through. I felt like I had some really strong photos, and I was very proud whenever I sent you over these first photos, and I think you used half of them. And then you found other photos that I skipped over and showed me how amazing that they were. And, you know, I thought, okay, like I absolutely agree with you here. These are photos that I never would have thought to use, but whenever I see them put in front of me, the way that you laid them all out in the book, it blew my hair back. I was so excited about it. And I know from our own personal conversations, the other half of the good photos that we have, we're going to be releasing in the second chapter and the third chapter, and we're going to kind of parse those out. Which isn't just a plug for the next zine, you know, even though we only have half of the first zine sold by now. I felt that you had a much bigger plan for me than I was able to put together for myself. You had an unbiased eye on that. You were objective about it. You had the experience that I was lacking as far as the design and the print design and the strategy of putting together this much bigger project than I was even looking to put together in the first place.
This is just the start.
I know, it's literally just the start. It's just the beginning. And it was so cool that, you know, we were able to connect and, you know, talk about the charitable part of it. We were able to connect over the photography of it. I went from having this as my design book that I would just tape pictures into, and that was a good start, then I got the polished end product that you put together.
Maybe will be the, you know, this collection product one day, I don't know, maybe in the next 4 or 5 years will be so rare, you know, something like I have this and this value is everything starts from this. Everything starts from a sketch in the end. I used to compose the book on sketch. I found one day a package really big of paper in the street, and I took all of this paper, and I have practically all the plan of my life in the last 6 months, 7 months, all on notes like that. And I have in one part of my house all of this piece of paper, and I reserve them because I think always if the project or other project gonna be something bigger, you know, I will have something to show if I want to do it. I don't know, a book or an exhibition about the process. I will go to record every meeting, every situation, screenshot everything, just to collect the stuff, because I was pushing myself in a way, like, because I see sometimes people are coming out after 10 years, 20 years with so fucking good project, and just because they screenshotted, for example, every day a screen, or they did a picture every day from them window, you know, and they have then a bigger archive of amazing stuff. So then I started to push myself, and one day, years ago, I met a girl, never met personally, just in a call. I had one call with her, and she told me, "I will be amazing if you can record everything, you do it every day." And then I didn't do it then, but I started to do it like 4 months ago, and now I have, I don't know, terabyte and terabyte of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's all important. It's every little interaction is important.
So I want to go to the end of this interview. It was really nice. Also between us, we know each other already, but it's nice always to develop that kind of stuff. And I want to just ask you last question is, if you could do it now, the right picture, I mean, something you dream, there is something you dream, you say like, I don't know, there are people they want to go somewhere in the world and they want to take that situation, or there are people I don't know, have some more dreams, like fantasies dreams. If you have a dream, which is your dream?
That's such a good question. Let me think about that for one. Okay. My dream photo, because I'm always looking at small, little instances that I feel like I'm seeing humans connect. There's a connection between people. My dream photo is eye contact between two strangers on a bus or in a subway somewhere, where I can just see the beginning of a smile, maybe just a little bit of crinkle in the eye here, and I can tell that they want to talk to each other, but they don't. I have a dream about that. I want to get that kind of small little moment. It would be nearly impossible to catch both sides of it in just one photo. Just be able to see that their eyes, the lines of their eyes, just both meeting, little smile, little happiness, a little micro connection like that, that anybody who sees the photo would just instantly know exactly what was happening. Some spark. I want to photograph a spark. That's it.
Cool. Thank you a lot for your time, and I hope you a great day.
Yeah, you too. It was always fun. It's always fun talking with Emiliano.